If you think you know where this story is going, think again. Today, we are diving into one of the most shocking psychological thrillers in recent years, The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. This novel exploded online because readers could not stop talking about its unbelievable twists and addictive pacing. Every chapter pulls you deeper into a world filled with lies, manipulation, and hidden danger. Before we begin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below if you enjoy dark thrillers with shocking endings. Your support helps this channel grow and allows us to keep creating more best-selling book summaries every single week. Millie Calloway is desperate for a fresh start. She has a criminal record that follows her everywhere and destroys every opportunity she tries to build. Every interview ends the same way once employers learn about her past. She is broke, emotionally exhausted, and running out of options. She even struggles to find safe places to sleep at night. Just when it feels like life cannot get any worse, she receives an interview opportunity at the massive mansion owned by the wealthy Winchester family. As Millie approaches the Winchester mansion, she immediately notices how different this world is from her own. The neighborhood is quiet, luxurious, and almost unreal compared to the unstable life she has been living. The mansion itself looks perfect from the outside, almost like something from a magazine. Millie feels intimidated the moment she walks through the front gate. But she also feels hope for the first time in a very long time. She believes this job could finally change her future forever. Millie meets Nina Winchester, a wealthy and elegant woman who seems strangely unpredictable. Nina offers Millie a live-in housekeeping job with surprisingly high pay despite barely knowing her background. The offer sounds too good to be true, especially considering Millie's criminal history. During the interview, Nina shifts moods rapidly, going from warm and friendly to cold and unsettling within seconds. Millie notices the strange behavior immediately, but chooses to ignore the warning signs. Desperation pushes her to accept the position anyway. Millie also meets Andrew Winchester, Nina's calm and charming husband. Unlike Nina, Andrew appears polite, patient, and emotionally stable. He speaks softly and treats Millie with kindness from the very beginning. Millie quickly notices the tension between the couple during small interactions around the house. Nina behaves erratically, while Andrew constantly seems to calm situations down. Millie immediately starts sympathizing with him without fully understanding the situation inside the mansion. Millie meets the Winchester daughter, Cecilia, who appears quiet and unusually nervous for her age. The child carefully watches every interaction between her parents. Even during simple conversations, there is tension hiding beneath the surface. Millie notices that Cecilia behaves cautiously around Nina and clings more closely to Andrew. The uncomfortable atmosphere inside the house grows more obvious every single day. Millie begins realizing that something deeply unhealthy is happening inside this family. Millie is shown her room in the attic of the mansion. The room is tiny, uncomfortable, and isolated from the rest of the house. Even worse, the door only locks from the outside. Millie tries to convince herself that she is overreacting, but the room gives her an immediate feeling of fear. She tells herself the job is temporary and that surviving matters more than comfort. Still, every night inside the attic makes her feel trapped and uneasy. As the days pass, Nina's behavior grows increasingly disturbing. She insults Millie over tiny mistakes and creates impossible cleaning tasks just to humiliate her. One moment, Nina acts cheerful and generous. In the next moment, she explodes into uncontrollable rage. Millie begins wondering whether Nina is mentally unstable. The emotional unpredictability inside the house becomes exhausting and frightening. Slowly, the mansion starts feeling less like a workplace and more like a psychological battlefield. Millie starts paying closer attention to the strange details inside the mansion. Certain rooms are always locked, and arguments between Nina and Andrew happen late at night behind closed doors. Sometimes Millie hears crying, echoing through the hallways. Andrew often appears emotionally drained after spending time with his wife. Cecilia becomes quieter whenever Nina enters the room. Millie grows increasingly convinced that Nina is the true source of danger inside the house. After one especially cruel outburst from Nina, Andrew comforts Millie privately. He apologizes for his wife's behavior and explains that Nina has severe emotional problems. Andrew describes himself as someone constantly trying to protect his daughter from chaos. Millie feels increasingly drawn toward him because he treats her with understanding and compassion. For the first time in a long while, she feels seen and valued by someone. Slowly, emotional boundaries between them begin disappearing. Nina suddenly starts accusing Millie of inappropriate behavior with Andrew. The accusations seem irrational and paranoid to Millie at first. She insists she has done nothing wrong, but Nina refuses to believe her. Every interaction inside the house becomes tense and uncomfortable. Millie starts walking on eggshells, terrified of triggering another explosion. The emotional pressure inside the mansion keeps building day after day. At night, Millie hears footsteps outside her attic room. Sometimes she wakes up and realizes the door will not open from the inside. Panic slowly begins taking over her thoughts. She starts suspecting someone is locking her inside while she sleeps. Even during the daytime, she feels constantly watched inside the mansion. Yet despite the fear, she stays because she has nowhere else to go. The emotional tension between Millie and Andrew finally escalates. Andrew confides in her about how miserable his marriage has become over the years. He paints Nina as manipulative, unstable, and emotionally abusive. Millie completely believes him and grows even more protective of him. Their conversations become more personal and emotionally intimate. Soon, their connection crosses boundaries that should never have been crossed inside the Winchester home. Nina begins acting differently after noticing the growing connection between Millie and Andrew. Instead of screaming, she becomes quieter and more unsettling. She watches Millie carefully with cold, calculating expressions. Every interaction starts feeling like a hidden psychological game. Millie becomes increasingly paranoid and uncomfortable inside the house. It feels as if Nina already knows something terrible is about to happen. One day, Millie discovers disturbing information hidden inside the mansion. She uncovers details that completely change her understanding of Nina and Andrew's marriage. Suddenly, small moments from earlier in the story begin making sense. Millie realizes she may have trusted the wrong person the entire time. The perfect image Andrew created begins falling apart piece by piece. What Millie learns changes everything. The shocking truth finally comes out. Andrew is not the helpless victim Millie believed he was. Behind his calm and attractive appearance hides a deeply manipulative and abusive man. Nina's strange behavior was actually the result of years of psychological torture and fear. Andrew carefully manipulated Millie's emotions from the beginning to gain her trust. Every conversation and every act of kindness was part of a larger plan. For the first time, Millie truly understands what Nina has been enduring. Andrew controls every aspect of Nina's life and punishes her whenever she resists him. Nina has spent years trapped inside a nightmare, hidden behind wealth and luxury. Her emotional instability is actually the result of constant abuse, fear, and isolation. Millie feels horrified that she judged Nina so harshly. The entire story flips upside down in one devastating revelation. Once Andrew realizes Millie has uncovered the truth, his personality changes completely. His calm and charming mask disappears almost instantly. Millie now sees the cold, cruel, and dangerous side hiding beneath his perfect exterior. She realizes she is trapped inside the mansion with a predator who enjoys psychological control. Escape suddenly becomes a matter of survival. Every second inside the house now feels dangerous. Millie experiences the same terrifying imprisonment Nina once endured. The attic room becomes a symbol of control, punishment, and fear. Andrew uses isolation and manipulation to break the women around him emotionally. Millie finally understands how carefully he engineered every situation inside the house. She realizes he enjoys controlling people psychologically. The mansion transforms completely into a prison filled with hidden terror. Despite their painful history, Nina and Millie begin working together. They both understand that Andrew is far more dangerous than either of them first realized. Trust does not come easily between them after everything that happened, but survival forces them to cooperate. Together, they begin planning a way to escape Andrew's control permanently. The emotional tension becomes unbearable as they risk everything. Andrew reveals just how much he enjoys controlling people emotionally and psychologically. He believes he is smarter than everyone around him and enjoys playing mind games. His confidence makes him even more dangerous because he underestimates the women he manipulates. Millie realizes Andrew's greatest weakness is his arrogance. That weakness may become their only opportunity to stop him. The suspense builds with every passing moment. Everything builds toward a terrifying final showdown inside the house. Lies unravel, secrets explode, and years of abuse finally rise to the surface. Millie refuses to remain a victim any longer. Nina also finds the courage to fight back against the man who controlled her life for so long. The emotional intensity reaches its peak during this confrontation. Every decision now carries life-changing consequences. The truth about Andrew's actions finally begins coming to light. The illusion of the perfect wealthy family completely collapses in front of everyone. Millie survives one of the most traumatic experiences of her life. Nina finally has a chance to reclaim her freedom and rebuild her future. But emotional scars like these never disappear overnight. Survival comes with a heavy emotional cost. The Housemaid is a chilling reminder that appearances can hide terrifying truths. The book explores manipulation, abuse, survival, deception, and the dangerous power of charm. One reason this thriller became such a massive bestseller is because of how effectively it keeps readers emotionally invested from beginning to end. Every twist forces readers to question everything they believed earlier in the story. If you enjoy psychological thrillers filled with suspense and shocking reveals, this book absolutely deserves the hype. Let me know in the comments if you saw the major twist coming or if it completely shocked you. And before you go, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next best-selling book summary.